How's it going, everyone? So today we're going to be speaking about the four different types of sentences and three damaging mistakes that can happen as a result of not using them correctly. So in order to actually understand run-ons, comma splices, and fragments, first we got to understand what a simple sentence is, what a compound sentence is, and what a complex sentence is. Now, we're not going to speak about compound complex sentences for the purposes of this video. However, I do recommend it to look into it later. But for right now, we're going to look into simple, compound, and complex. So let's go ahead and get started. A simple sentence has three components. It has a subject, a verb, and a complete thought. Many of you have probably heard that it has a subject and a verb, but the complete thought is so that we're not leaving out information. And that'll make a little more sense later on in when we start speaking about fragments and complex sentences. So the technical term for a simple sentence is an independent clause. And think about it. If something is independent, that means that it can stand on its own. So in the same way, an independent clause means a sentence, because again, independent clause is another fancy way to say a simple sentence, is another way to say that this sentence can stand on its own. And that's going to become a little more important when we go on to dependent clauses. So an independent clause is a simple sentence. Now let's go on and look at some examples. So Humpty Dumpty fell from the wall. We have Humpty Dumpty, which is the subject, fell, which is the verb, and from the wall is just a prepositional phrase. And you don't have to worry about that right now, but the most important thing is that we have Humpty Dumpty fell. Even that on its own can be a complete sentence because we have a subject and a verb, and it's not missing any information. Next, we have Ryan Gosling winks at everything, especially in those memes. But Ryan Gosling is a subject and winks is a verb. So even there, it can be categorized as a simple sentence on its own because Ryan Gosling winks at everything is just additional, but there's no loss of information here. So that's it for simple sentences. Now let's go on to compound sentences. And think about the word compound. The word compound is, like many of you have heard in science, when you put two different elements together, it makes a compound. So here we're putting two different simple sentences together and making a compound sentence. So we have here that a compound sentence has three components: two independent clauses, a comma, and a coordinating conjunction. Three ways to make a compound sentence. There's using a coordinating conjunction and a comma, using a semicolon, and using something that we call an adverbial conjunction. Now, for the purposes of this video, we're just going to be talking about using a comma and a coordinating conjunction and a semicolon. And the adverbial conjunction will be left to another video. So, let's speak about first the first method, which is comma and a coordinating conjunction. And many of you may be saying, what the heck is a coordinating conjunction, Abraham? I don't know what it is. Well, a coordinating conjunction is defined, or it can be remembered as the acronym FAMBOYS. So we have FAMBOYS down here. And FAMBOYS stands for and, nor, but, or, yet, or so. So any of these can be used along with a comma to join two sentences together. Think about it almost as cementing, like the comma and the coordinating conjunction are cementing these two different elements, or these two different sentences together. So let's go ahead and take a look. So we have here, Humpty Dumpty fell from the wall. Okay, that's a complete sentence because we have Humpty Dumpty fell from the wall, which is the subject and the verb, same as the other example. The second sentence, Humpty Dumpty hurt his head. So that also qualifies as a complete sentence because we have a subject and a verb, and it's a complete thought as well. Now, in order for us to not sound like robots when we're writing an essay, Compound sentences are used so we can have a little more variety and a little more simplicity in our writing. So rather than writing Humpty Dumpty over and over again, we can just simply use it as a compound. Because remember, we're bringing these two simple sentences together with the cement provided by the coordinating conjunction and the comma. So the way we could do this is by doing Humpty Dumpty fell from the wall, comma, and. So as you can see there, that's the comma and the coordinating conjunction. That's the cement between the two simple sentences. He hurt his head. So that we have successfully put in two complete sentences, two simple sentences together with a comma and a coordinating conjunction.